Hello, Bucks fans. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue our coverage of the Buccaneers draft picks, and we're going to start this video with the Buccaneers' fifth round pick. That's Elijah Roberts. He's going to be an interior defensive lineman for the Bucks. In his college career, he played mostly at edge for SMU, but you're going to see like just his ability to maintain the edge as far as against the run. He does a good job of doing that, creating disruption. I like his handwork, his ability to get off blocks and then finish the play is pretty impressive. And he had a lot of production to go with it.
Yeah, biggest thing for setting the edge, don't let someone move you, right? And from years past, we haven't had the best edge rushers where we're kind of changing things up a little bit. This guy, he absorbs guys. He plays a little high, a little tight hipped, but he has hustle enough to get stay after the play and absorb contact to not let guys move him. And that's literally like the Buccaneers' MO. We used to be really good at stopping the run all the time, and then we'd let our middle linebackers attack downhill. I think we got away from that, and this is a good pick to show to get back to that.
Right, absolutely. I think, and again, him as an interior guy, I think is definitely going to benefit him because you can see like his ability to win the inside leverage and create disruption there. But like you said, he does tend to play high. You would like to see him stay low here, not allow this offensive lineman to kind of push him or rotate him off the spot. That way, if he's low, he can get into the backfield and probably make this tackle.
Yeah, so when I meant on the edge, like when we play run downs, right? Like we're gonna use him in a big set where he's on the outside playing edge, but he's gonna be most useful for passing downs on the inside because of the way he can win. Where you're gonna see now against guards how quick and powerful his hands are. You heard that last year with Chris Braswell. This guy has enough ham strength and just overall strength to get through guys. You're gonna see that, but also he's athletic enough. I mean, look at the change of direction. This guy's going to give us fake outside and go back inside. Watch him quickly adjust here. As he's going downhill, he's good. It's more when he has to transition and turn. His hips don't have that flexibility to get after it. Fifth round pick, but still, production's with him as well. I believe him and David Walker were like the top two guys in production of pressures over the last 2 years in college. But here you're going to see setting the edge, but overcommits, doesn't block shed enough to get after the running back. I think he's hoping for his linebacker to fill a gap. No one there. But either way, like setting the edges there, got to get a little bit better at block shedding, a little bit more looser, staying low, like Plus just said. But overall, you're going to see a lot of production, a lot of ability to use powerful hands, and just overall lower center of gravity to maintain your base.
Yeah, I think he does really well of, maintaining his gaps, maintaining that leverage like you're talking about here. Again, just blowing up into the pulling blocker and be able to make the tackle. Here, you're going to see him setting the edge. So I think as like a five tech, he can be
Yeah.
really valuable. 4 eye, he's going to play the three tech some, but really as a five tech edge, he knows how to play the run very well. And again, using that length there and then getting off the block and making the tackle.
Yeah, and that's one thing Todd Bowles loves, guys that are multiple, right? So you don't have to be pigeonholed into playing just defensive tackle or three tech, right? This guy can play along the lines anywhere and be creative, right? Kalijah Cansey is used everywhere. Yes, he looks like a true traditional three tech defensive tackle, but he stands him up, runs him around, and just gets after the quarterback. You let the guy do what he does best. But this is where I see Robert's the best at. His hand usage is phenomenal, powerful, and not necessarily just winning the edge. It's more just the strength in his hands and his length, and using that, pushing him inside, or they say reducing them inside, will will benefit him greatly. I think.
Right, for sure. And you again, you see like his ability to maintain outside contain, forcing this play to the sideline, hitting that pulling blocker with contact, being physical, really forcing the running back to go away from him, force him into the help of your teammates. And this is a very minimal gain. I think this is actually a loss on the play. So just really good job of understanding his assignments in run defense. And I think that's what makes him very valuable as a run defender. And now we get into the pass rush, and you're going to see like his ability to win inside is definitely there. He's not going to do a lot of things where he's winning on the outside with Ben and stuff like that. But here, being able to cross face is very impressive. Get hands off of him and then finish for the sack.
And it's something we're going to compare a lot to. Logan Hall is a swim king master, right? That's his go-to move over and over again. He's got a swim move as well, but with me, I think he does it a lot more sudden and stays a lot lower, doesn't get thrown off the play a lot more. So that was one thing where Logan coming in out of college, he would get if the swim didn't move, the swim move didn't work, he'd get tossed. Like he didn't play. He's already a tall guy, so is he, but he would get tossed out of the play and then get unbalanced and nothing to know where he's at. He stays with the play, stays close. Again, lower level of play, but still, he can execute it very, very well and get downhill in a hurry. As you're going to see here again, using his power initially, throws guys off of him, swims inside, and just gets after it. So he's a lot stronger of a player, I think, than Logan Hall at this current time coming out of college. Can he transition and move inside and still win at the NFL level is a question.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, Robert's standing at 6'3", 290 pounds already coming out of college, I think is definitely a benefactor for him. And if he does rush from the outside, you see it there, like his ability to win with power, that's going to be his go-to strength. But you see his knack for getting that inside disruption here, again, fighting through the double team, being able to use his hands, still, playing this a little bit high, but his handwork is just really it stands out, and that ability to get through, fight through the double, and then run towards the play and end up finishing the tackle as well.
Yeah, like you were just saying, handwork. So he's splitting these two guys. Once he gets that one arm in, he gets skinny a little bit and then separates them. Much as he extends both arms to create his own gap space. But like you said, though, he's like vertical. His bend is because he's too tall and he's trying to lean to maintain balance. If he gets his pad level a little bit lower when he's pass rushing or just hitting those gaps, maybe he maintains balance more and makes more plays. But like when you're playing that high, you get thrown off your base, lose your footing. He still made the play. Don't get me wrong. But at the next level, those tic tac little plays matter if you're going to make a play or if someone's running 40 yards behind you, right?
Yeah, for sure. And here you can again you can see the power on display here as he's able to crash the pocket. And I think this is where he factors in with the Bucks as far as like edge rusher goes, if they want to put him out there. This is something he can do. He can collapse the pocket, force the quarterback to either step up into our strength, which is Vita Vea, Kancey, and finish the play. And then here is just a prime example of the handwork that we've been talking about. Like his ability to get hands off of him is top none. Like he's just able to disengage here really quickly and then find a way through and then maintain the athleticism to get after the play and make the tackle.
Yeah, he's like a combo of Anthony Nelson and Logan Hall. Let's be honest. Like he can do enough on the outside like Anthony Nelson, but I think his bread and butter is going to be in the inside, like Logan Hall, shooting gaps, winning with a swim, and using your hands. Like you were just saying, knocking the left tackle's arms off of him as he gets thrown into the guard. Once he's at the guard, he maintains that one leg still with his balance, pulls him forward. Look at that, grabbing that outside elbow, pushing it down to get the guard off balance, and then to get after it. Continuing with the dip rip. Like I love that stuff. Getting through the trash, ultimately making the play on the ball. So he has a lot of and here we go. Winning inside plus I'll let you take this one because this is the bread and butter. I'm gonna win cross face and I'm getting after your quarterback.
Yeah, this is where I think he could really excel, especially on, pass rushing situations or third and long. You can bring this guy in to win a matchup, and he's going to face a lot of single matchups at the next level because of the Bucks and what they have around him. So, this ability, I mean, you can't teach that, the ability to just cross face and get upfield quickly and create a, quick fire from the quarterback and does a good job of not committing a penalty here, really smart there. And yeah, his ability to just win from the inside position and now the ability to have him on stunts and rotate, loop around, and being that crashing player into the pocket. This is just another factor for the Buccaneers pass rush to really improve this upcoming season.
Yeah, what I really like with this one too, he didn't get too wide. Like usually, oh, there's space. Let me just keep running wide. Like he stays with it and hugs that corner right around the guy at number 15 here, right behind him, and he bulldozes through, right? Fastest point between two lines is a straight line, right? Just get upfield, north and south, bulldoze that guy into the quarterback, make that throw harder. If he went wider and the running back gets a chip on him, he's not in the play necessarily. So disruption, pressure, that's like Todd Bowles' keys, right? Not necessarily getting the sack every time, but causing pressure. This guy does that. And outside pressure, here we go. Get hands off me, like we were saying, swim over, get in after the play. Like so, Anthony Nelson slash Logan Hall combo, I'll take it. Multiple, being multiple with your players.
Right, for sure. I think the versatility is, that's Todd Bowles' thing. Like he really, prides his defense on that. But you can see like how natural he is rushing from the inside. And this is going to be a lot of fun to have a second guy similar, not as, athletic as Kalijah Cansey, but just another guy that can win from the interior spot. And you can see like his knack just being able to get that interior pressure once again because he's not going to win with bend on the outside. That's just not his game. So he understands that and he plays to his strengths. So I think that's important. And again, here he's going to do a good job of setting this tackle up. And that's just, I mean, that's poor tackle play, but his ability to use his arms yet again and throw the guy off of him and then force a bad throw by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's comical at one point. Like the left tackle is just overcommitting tremendously. Clearly, he's bigger than the tackle. Look at him. He just looks like a man amongst boys there. It looks almost like a tight end's the tackle. So it's
Right.
unfair, but still, the execution of this play, the guy was so afraid of the speed rush, just tosses him aside, swims over, and then gets downhill. So you got to give him credit to what he's actually doing on the field too. It's not just level of competition or just like that gets downgraded too much. What is he actually doing? Is he understanding where to be on the play too? And here again, understanding he has to get over here, but not just run rampant. See the gap I got to hit, and then get upfield. Right,
Mhm.
knowing where to be on the field.
Yeah, I love that play, having him stand up and rush after the quarterback. Now here he's again coming from the inside, and I like how again he gets a little bit too vertical yet again, but you can see the disruption he's able to cause as being that inside player. He's really forcing that left tackle to come over, trying to set things up for that edge rusher that's collapsing the pocket, but you would like to see him, disengage a little bit better here. Again, if he can get lower, he could probably push this guy off of him, and disengage and force the quarterback out.
Yeah, we give a lot of raves for his powerful hands and strength upper body, but you got a good lower body base too. Like use that to your advantage. Like we talked about David Walker. He does so many different things of power through his legs and how he twists and turns like that. I mean, you can't expect every player to do it. Use your strengths to your advantage, but still, at some learning points where Roberts will need to adapt, especially if he's going to want to have some reps outside. But his bread and butter is inside.
Right, agreed. And that play here is just showing like how he's a team rusher too. Like he's very smart. He knows how to set up his teammates, knows how to force the quarterback to move off of his spot, and it helps the other guy get the sack. So that is something to always look for. You just see like the smarts. Now, here's a prime example of why they won't be putting him outside a lot because you can see like his ability to just churn the corner just really isn't there. He's running upright and straight, so he has no ability to really churn as the quarterback is running to the sideline here. You would like to see him make this play, but he doesn't. But you can see like that's where the lack of hip fluidity comes in. But inside, like he's just a menace. Like he can win instantly with his power and his hand placement right here.
And yet again, that's still playing high. Like he's
Yeah.
taller than the guard right here. Look how much. Look at his helmet level compared to the other guy. He's damn near standing, and then he dips with his power of his hands. This is all upper body strength, like pulling the guy through. If he gets a little bit lower, I mean, he's 6'3", he's not as tall as Logan Hall, so he can use a little bit lever, but dip and rip through that, you win cleaner. There's no one's holding you on this one. Like if you dip and get under that, lower your shoulder through that guy's chest pad level, you're winning easy. You don't necessarily have to use all strength. It's more technique, using your technique over power. And you already have plenty of power. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's why he was a fifth round pick. I think a lot of teams saw that and they're like, well, this is something that he's going to have to improve to really unlock his capability. And maybe the Buccaneers coaching staff can do that. You can see him here. He's trying to force this stunt at the left tackle. Doesn't work. And you can see like just the lack of fluidity, the ability to change direction. Does a good job of forcing this quarterback to move up into the pocket, but you like to see him just get again another lower in his body and have that legs kind of do more work than they are doing right now.
Yeah, but the biggest benefit I see with him, he doesn't necessarily get moved off his spot often. Like it's one thing, okay, you're not winning with leverage, you're not winning with enough bend, but no one's pushing you 3 or 4 yards out of the play. He's usually in the play around the crowd. If someone gets by him, okay, it's because they were too fast, right? But he's usually involved with the play. And this is just showing his brute strength again, throwing a tackle to the ground, getting after it. He has the power. I'll give him that.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of raw ability with Elijah Roberts, but let us know what you guys think. Hit that like button. Let us know what you think about the Buccaneers' fifth round pick, Elijah Roberts. Do you expect him to make an immediate impact this season? Let us know. We love to hear from you. And with that said, until the next one.